Surprise!
Well, hey, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
Banshee, Shadow,
Hello,
and
and Sam.
Sassy.
This hasn't happened ever.
I know. What a shocker.
Sassy is rarely on the
Don't get
table.
all upset. Sassy gets nervous. Queen Sassy likes to have all the attention.
Come here.
Sorry, just trying to keep the peace here. As best I can. Whew. Anyway,
Hey, baby.
I am going to use for the collective, while we monitor the cats here. One of them's bound to leave, if not both of them. Let's bring out the Season of the Witch Lammas Oracle. It's getting close. It's getting close. Lammas was one of my favorite rituals to do. Good kitties.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was one of the first public ones we did too.
yeah.
I think it was. If it
Where I
wasn't
made
that,
those crazy bread men.
yeah, let's not talk about that. Where we heard the Fae or whoever oming in the forest.
That was crazy.
That was awesome. One of my best memories of a public ritual.
Yeah, because it wasn't just us that heard it. There were a number of people in a rather big ritual we had that
There's
year.
70 to 80 people.
Yeah, we had a pretty big one, and other people heard it too.
And Sassy has left
Bye, Sassy. I
the
was hoping
studio.
you'd stick
Hello,
around.
baby. Hello, baby.
But now you know Sassy does exist. She doesn't come on very often.
Yeah, I guess that's what the deal
Toby
is.
is retrograde.
You're so pretty. Yes, you are.
Mr. O, I was going to pick the top one, but I'd like you to pick one.
Righty then. And it's fruit trees. Number 22. Don't miss what is right in front of you. Everything is as it should be. What do you
Keywords are wisdom, spirituality, and connecting with nature. All right. Imagine yourself standing in front of a summer orange tree. Some of the oranges are on the highest branches, and others are hanging low, while others still are peacefully tossed along the ground. There's plenty to go around, and each orange is hanging at a height that is perfect for someone to pick and enjoy. This card has appeared to remind you that come by shadow that cosmic wisdom is available to everyone. You just need to know which branch is right for you. You may wish to have the bright orange at the top, but that, darling, is meant for another. Don't miss what is right in front of you by assuming you have to reach the same place as someone else, or that somehow you're being overlooked in favor of another. You're experiencing what is meant for you at the right place and time. When you are connected with spirit, the noise of what others have, do, or what others have, do, or are does not affect you. They needed some commas in there, I think. Anyway, you know there is a cosmic wisdom and divine plan that was tailored specifically for you to become the person you were sent here to be. We're always trying. I mean, it's one thing to try to better yourself and outdo yourself and, aim higher, so to speak, challenge yourself. But to do it just because you want to be where somebody else is at, that just doesn't seem authentic to me. What seems authentic to me is when you're really reaching for what you want and you desire and you feel is right and meant for you.
Well, not to totally poo-poo
Right.
being competitive.
No, right. Not me.
Definitely not you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So thank you for
Yeah,
that.
that's what we have for the collective. So, hey, don't ignore what's right in front of you because likely it is meant for you right now. All right.
So what is that question, Victoria? Or are you eating so much you can't type the answer? You mentioned that, so that's the only reason I'm saying that.
Food in front of your face. Ooh. Well, no food in front of me. A cough drop in my mouth, however. Just can't get rid of like the throat lung
We'll give
stuff.
give you a moment to
Hi,
wipe the
Kara.
crumbs off.
You
Hi,
missed
Kara.
Catapalooza, Kara. We had
Yeah.
Sassy and
Shadow.
Shadow on the table today. But they
They're
wandered
gone.
off.
They're gone.
All
Not
right.
ones to hog the limelight at all.
All right.
You did? Well, then let me see if I can find it. Ah, what's the outlook for the rest of the month? Good question. And tomorrow's the anniversary of my parents, their wedding anniversary. It would have been their 70 something. I don't know. I cannot remember. Maybe more like 60 something. Anyway, I always remember July 21st for that reason. So, are you going to be able to have a good outlook? Let's
For the
see.
rest of the month.
Boy, Victoria, the tower. You wanted it. You know you did.
You want it, you got it. Whoa.
It's upright, of course. The Hierophant. Well, you know, the Hierophant and the tower are an interesting pairing.
They're both upright?
They're both upright. And then this one's not. The Lovers. It is
So
reversed.
you've got all major arcana here.
Uncanny.
Wow. Well, let's see what I can add with the Lenormand to this mix.
Ooh, I like chicken tortilla soup, yes.
You have the
Oh
ring
my God, I would love that. The ring, it looks like a thimble to me, but it's a ring.
and the rider. Look at him, hubba bubba. No.
He's a growing thing.
Well, I think there's some interesting stuff here. You know, the tower is here. Something's coming down in order to be rebuilt stronger, firmer, better, build back better. You know, for whatever people say about Biden, I did like build back better. I thought that was a nice alliterative phrase there. So you're going to build back better. You're going to build differently, you know, which is fine too. The Hierophant is here to say, though, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't know if that's the right saying for this, but don't feel you have to let everything go. Not everything, how should I say this? Not everything that the tower is bringing down was necessarily, bad. Some of it might be useful going forward. So it's up to you to decide what to throw out, what to discard in your life, and what to keep going forward. And the lover here is a caution about this, I think, with the lover reversed. And it's cautioning you to make the right choices for yourself. Make good choices for yourself. I'll stop there for the
All right.
Lenormand.
And hi, Garima. We can add you to the list.
Hi, Garima.
Okay, so to me, I get some of those same kind of vibes, the tower upright. And with the Hierophant, this could be saying, take a more, conventional or conservative approach to either what you pick to allow to be recycled, discarded, whatever, or regrown, per the tower. Um, but it could also be saying, that there is a waiver point. I like the idea sometimes with the major arcanas like this one saying is that there is a little bit of a wobble point. You could be saying, well, maybe you want to err on the side of thinking out of the box. But mostly we're going to say, do what's conventional to release the situations you want or to enhance the rebuilding you want. And I think it's just saying, really, you might have to find that some of the choices you make in this you won't feel as great about. You won't feel like you really like this choice, but it's a matter of really deciding it is a better way to go than maybe where you were.
Yeah, I think that, when the tower crisis happens, there's clearly things, it's a shakeup. It's clearly things need to change, some things. But the Hierophant is about tradition here, and I think here it is just saying that there are some things that are maybe weren't part of the problem, and so it's up to you to make that wise choice. But whatever the case may be here, the Lenormand is saying commit to moving forward. Commit to moving forward from here. There will be forward movement, whether you like it or not, but make the commitment to go where that rider is taking you.
Right. I sort of think it's the horse before the cart in a way because the this card influences that one. So this is saying the direction you're going will be the commitment to the implementation of this new idea here.
Maybe.
I know, but that's what you taught me was this card influences that card, not the other.
Being that I read the tarot intuitively, I take that into account, but sometimes I switch it up. Like I start in the middle sometimes with cards and stuff.
Well, I thought you impressed upon me that the Lenormand had
You
certain
are learning.
specifics. Ah,
You were
so
learning.
you've pulled out the rug.
Everybody's got to have a template to work with. It's kind of like spreads. So, there's a way to learn the cards, and there is an order to these, yes. And that's why I'm saying movement requires a commitment on your part, right? Movement. So that's taking them in up.
What?
So you missed all of
Is
that.
that
I'll
like
say it
the cat
again.
cam thing?
I'll say it again. But no,
I
basic.
didn't blank out the sound. The sound
Oh,
just
I
came
thought
out.
you did. I thought the
No,
bickering does that.
not this one.
Ooh, then I'll remember that in the future. But no, if I read them in order, it would still be the same thing. That forward movement requires commitment. Whatever forward movement you're going to make, you got to commit to the path you're taking. And I would say too that move something is happening. I think the universe here is doing the shakeup because something's about to change and shift in your life, and I'm pretty sure for the better overall, but a lot of it is going to depend on the choices you make.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. And I think it's a good reading then for you.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's what we have for you. Good luck with
Right.
that. Anyway, I'm hoping this is a good week for you. All right. Happy hour sure sounded that way. All
You're
right,
welcome.
area's up.
Hey, Ari.
Oopsie.
Can you tell me if the universe is purposely preventing me from working at actual restaurants where I can get tips? If so, why? Well, that's such a specific, kind of idea to put out there from the universe point of view. I mean, it seems that way to me. Like
Well, I don't know.
if
I'll try it.
well, I'm not saying I won't try it, but I'm thinking like, well, maybe we need to look at the question from the point of view is like, where can the universe send you to where you really get good tips?
So we're going to come up with Taco Bell or a particular place.
That's not what I'm saying. There's more than one.
Okay.
Well, never mind.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know. Let's give it a shot.
absolutely. I'm not saying I didn't want to do it.
I'm not questioning you, Mr. Oh, I was just asking the question. Where would you take it? So, I don't know. But let's see what the universe says.
I mean, it
So,
really
not getting
wants.
good tips or not getting tips, that's not cool.
It's true. I think that we're pretty decent tippers, and we do eat at restaurants occasionally.
Yeah, too bad you're not here, Ari. You'd be getting some good tips from us.
You would,
And not just the tarot tips.
right? Well, there would be the other thing like, don't go down the alley after dark. That's my tip to you.
And we like to go to different kinds of restaurants, but there's particular diners that we're really attached to if we just want a dinner or a quick breakfast. They're really good and reliable, and the waitresses know us well.
Well,
And
they literally cry on our shoulders.
they even cry on our shoulder. They don't know we're tarot readers, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Wherever we go, people start just opening up to us. So
They do
we're
not
kind of used
always
to
open
that.
up their wallets, but somehow we end up opening ours.
So I had to help one of them through the death of a pet that was hard for them. They never went through that before, and the pet was kind of young too. I think only 6 years old, but it had something terminal and bad, and it was failing fast. And I felt bad. I really felt bad, and we consoled. We gave her a card later, a big hug. She's just such a sweetheart, and I hated to see her go through that, but I'm kind of a veteran of the cat deaths now, and it is hard, but you will make it through, and it just shows what a loving pet owner you are, that you care so much. So,
I think restaurant waitressing tends to be that the best restaurants, they are looking for very experienced waitresses. So that means that probably you would have to start at restaurants that are willing to work with newer waitresses. But let's go, Banch.
well, you've got the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is reversed. That's interesting. I might have something to say about that. The Three
Please.
of Swords is reversed. What? The universe doesn't like you. Oh, I'm
That's what she's
sorry.
been telling us.
It's the Five of Swords,
Reverse.
reversed.
That sounds like a kitchen fight with their kitchen knives.
Well,
Stand back or I'll hit you with this butter knife.
you got the Lenormand on this? I want to see a ray of hope here.
The book.
All right, that makes sense. What number is that?
Four.
Oh, can I
Is
see
that the
that?
garden? What is that?
Oh, number four is the wow.
What is it, Barb?
It's the ship, I believe.
Okay, let me take a look.
Uh, the tree? I don't know. That is very confusing, but I can tell you in a minute. I think it's the ship.
I think you're right.
Nope, it's the house. Does that look like a house to
It
you?
does
Dang
because
it.
what's in front of it is a garden with
You're
flamingos in it.
right. At
The
first, I thought
flamingos?
those were like parts of a ship, but I see the windows and the door now. Okay, sorry about
Sorry,
that.
Ari.
Good.
The house.
All
Okay,
right.
so that's good.
Well, I kind of like this, Ari. Well, I kind of do and I don't. I mean, it's going to give you something to think about here. That the two of
Wands.
wands here, if you're looking at why the universe is doing this to you, maybe it's because the universe wants you to consider other plans, other jobs. I'm just saying, this is like they want you to go back to the drawing board and try to find something better.
I don't know if it's that exactly, but it could be. But I sort of think like maybe the universe feels like they gave you an indication of an opportunity and you either didn't see it or you chose not to do that. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean like you're cursed or something like that, but we believe sometimes that the universe gives us opportunities, but it is up to us to decide that. So it could just be saying the universe is saying, I gave you an opportunity and I thought it was the best one.
I don't know. I just felt that when I first saw it, but it definitely means here, one way or another, universe even aside, that you're going to have to map out a strategy better for your jobs. Find out things up front. Don't settle. Just keep looking for jobs that offer you everything that you're looking for. This is kind of
Right.
going back to the drawing board, the two of wands.
Right. It could be saying that, you need to keep your eye open, that maybe at this point in time, opportunities are something you need to find on your own or through some help. They're not going to necessarily just fall your way.
So I wanted you to see why I said that about the universe because, if I had to look at it that way, and this is about changing your plans,
Bye, Victoria.
the universe has other plans for you. So, and maybe that's what it's all about. But okay, so what's next out again?
Three of Swords reversed.
That's right, the Three of Swords reversed. Well, that's a interesting one. You got an idea on that?
I think this is saying that to some degree, you may have to resolve this feeling in your heart that, the universe isn't working for you, or that you're missing out on opportunities. I think you need to get over what bad emotional feels that might be giving you. I don't think the universe wants you to feel like you're a victim. So,
Oh,
so
nice.
the universe wants you to kind of overcome that view or come to terms with that view.
Well, I liked what you said there. I don't know. This is definitely the Three of Swords is about recovery. So I'm not exactly sure what that would have to do with tips other than to say maybe
It's about whether is the universe in the way of this,
uh,
right? That's how they frame the question.
well, is
Why
the
is the
universe in the
universe
way? Well, the universe wants you to I can't really
okay?
I'm going to look at the next card
Yeah, let's come
first.
back
Let
to
me
that
go
one.
back to that because I want to see how it fits
So that's the Five of Swords
with the Five
reversed.
of Swords reversed here. The universe is saying here that, maybe they want you to consider walking away from jobs like this. They
That's
want you.
what I think.
That's what I'm thinking too. And so I'm wondering if that's what's leading to it here. Okay, so you're not getting what you had hoped for here financially. You would love to get tips. You need to, pull yourself together, recover yourself, maybe just save enough money so you can either quit or in the meantime look for jobs that have what you're doing. It says if you want that, you have to pull it together and look for it instead of grumbling about not having a job that doesn't have it. You're just going to have to keep trying, I think the universe is saying. And here again, with the Five of Swords reversed, if you're not happy with conditions where they are, you've got to walk away. You just have to walk away from it.
You have two swords cards here, and that
Yeah.
implies that a bit of mental gymnastics or thinking or probing into this idea about what the universe is doing or not doing in your favor. Maybe, like I've suggested or Banshee's suggesting, is the universe doesn't really want you in this area of work or feels there's something better for you. Now, we're not getting the clues as to what that might be, but the idea of maybe using your mind to think about this might you might just need to meditate, think about it, really dialogue in your brain. What do you think the universe wants you to do? What do you have to do to get there?
So the sense I'm thinking I'm getting here from these cards is that maybe the universe has left you on your own with finding this job because they think you're destined for something else. It's possible here it's conflicting with what your destiny is really supposed to be. So that could be what's going on here. So they're kind of saying, okay, find your way. Find your way there. And it may cause you some grief, and you just have to pull it together in order to walk away from the things that aren't working for you and into the things that are. Now, here you have the house in the book, and that's interesting to me too. I think it's saying here you're going to have to just keep looking. This is a card about research, of course, and study. But if you think about it, it's also about, hey, looking for those jobs that will give you what you're looking for. So open that book, open that chapter in your life that you're going to go out there and apply at restaurants or whatever that are going to give you tips. And I mean, I think from what I'm gathering from what you're saying, Ari, because I know you're not totally a victim here, you've been trying to do that, but you end up in a job all the time that is not giving you tips. keep trying. I think the universe says it's on you to keep trying, to find the place you'll be most comfortable in, the place you'll feel most financially secure in. Do it. You're going to have to look for it.
And for me, the idea of the house there says work from that point of comfort or stability that you do feel, whether it is your actual home now or any other kind of sense of community or friends or whatever that can support you. You just need to have that ability to be supported in a friendly, unconditional way with what you want to do, with where you want to go. So if there are people in your family or in your life that don't support this vision for you, then you should, try to work around them. Don't engage them because they're never going to be supportive of you. You need to be with who supports your vision.
Well, gosh, this was a little tougher love than I thought it would be here. I
Yeah.
wish you luck with that. But I do think the universe is just not maybe supporting this career path for you enough. And it's your life. I mean, we shouldn't put ourselves always at the mercy of externals. We just need to keep trying to find our way. If this is what you want to do, then keep working at it. And my advice would be is if you find a job that's non-tip like, and see, I don't know what restaurants are looking for per se, but if you're in a job that is non tip like, the longer you stay there while you're looking for this job, probably the better. They'll think, oh, this isn't a person that's just going to up and leave on us. We can keep this one a while, and she's got some good months or years of experience behind her.
All right.
So I wish you luck with that. Hi, Marita. Get you on the list.
We will put you on the list.
That's
All
what
right.
we have for you. Good luck with that, Ari.
All right. So we were on Jackie.
Okay.
Will I be successful in discovering more about my past life where I drove a horse carriage, possibly as part of a gypsy family travel?
Well,
Family
as you
travel.
know, I was updating the list and I didn't hear a word of that, but that's okay. Don't
I'm
worry about it. Don't
happy
worry
to
about it.
repeat it again.
Do not worry about it. I'd rather look at it.
So are you saying that I have to wait until you're ready
No,
before
you
I can
can go
read the
ahead and
question?
shuffle. It's your deck, isn't it? Oh,
It's kind of what it sounded like.
no. Oh, there it is. Ooh. Well, will you be successful? I guess I could ask a question now. Will you be successful, or do you want us to look more into that particular life?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking Jackie.
I see.
Had a few visions of this, but no seeing enough, but not seeing enough. Well,
Well, I think it'll be a little bit of both.
we'll see what we get here. We'll see if
If we tell
anything.
you something that resonates, then you were successful, and so were we.
We'll see if anything points to that, or just points to the idea that you should focus on it more, and maybe you will get more info. We shall see.
So is that just three cards?
Yeah. I don't have that past life deck here anymore, so. Or
And
do
I'm using the Ghost Tarot,
Hmm.
card one.
Wonder where I put it.
It's the Hanged Man reversed. No, I'm sorry. No, it is. Yes, it is. It's the Hanged Man reversed. It's the Three of Cups upright.
Queen of Cups?
Three.
Three of Cups. Got it.
And it's the reversed Ten of Wands. Well, I found, oh, here we go. It's the star, right?
Yep.
So there's the star. And the bouquet,
Okay, so let me get this straight. We have the hangman upright or reversed?
it's
It's
reversed.
reversed. We got the three of cups
Right.
upright, and then we've got the
Ten of
ten
Wands,
of wands reversed.
reversed.
Hmm, okay. Well, the hangman is reversed here. I'm not completely sure if that's a sign that maybe you should pursue this more. You've been thinking about it a lot, but I think you maybe now want something more. You want something more. Um, than you've gotten. Like you said, you've only seen a few snippets of this. So you are thinking of coming down off the thinking tree and hoping that you can delve into this more and find out more about it.
I think you are engaged. I think that Hanged Man reverses. You are engaged in this. And I think that it maybe offers a subtle clue towards this idea of a gypsy traveler. Like it could be saying, too, that maybe this was a life that you could not easily give up or leave behind, that it really was pretty much a part of that life.
The Three of Cups indicates to me that you should definitely consult maybe others on this. Maybe other psychics, other people who do past life, real deep past life regressions and things of that nature to try to get to the bottom of it.
Yes, I can agree with that too, but I guess, from what we know, of, so-called gypsy lives, the sense of families or communities were really important too. So this could be once again another clue that this was this kind of life you had. Now, once again, I guess me and Banshee would not be seeing the specific details, or in this reading we're not. So yes, the idea of maybe continuing that exploration with other mediums of some sort is a good idea.
Well, I mean, and you could ask us specifically to try to get more information on this particular life. Um, the
Victoria doesn't care about your coffee because she's left the room.
Yeah, she just left. She
She
said she
left.
was. Maybe she's hovering around multitasking, but I'm not sure.
I'll have a sip though.
But he's had enough coffee today. He'll say never enough.
Please proceed.
Well, with the Ten of Wands reversed, I get the feeling here that, this d- ease up though, ease up on trying to put too much attention on this. It's possible here, it's possible here that, sometimes when we just kind of put things on the back burner or don't put too much thought into it, maybe some more visions will start coming into your head. Sometimes I always say maybe go to bed at night and try to lucid dream, go to bed with thoughts of what you want to dream about. But in this case, maybe ease up a little bit, and not let it be too obsessive, I would just say. I don't know.
Well,
I just get that.
to me, when I look at that Ten of Wands reverse there, I'm getting the feeling that this is the karmic thing that maybe reminds you or makes you feel about this life. The idea that maybe there's something that you gave up, but maybe there was an ambiguity about what you had to give up. And so karmically, it's what pulls you on to another life, maybe to resolve whatever that issue is. I feel that way too, because of the idea or the nature of the hangman and his idea about being willing to sacrifice or being abhorrent to sacrifice. This could be saying there was something that really challenged you. I don't know if it was actually giving up the gypsy life, like maybe you married out of the gypsy life, and so somehow this creates a karmic imbalance for you. Just an idea I feel there.
Somehow not connecting with the life all that much with these cards. I'm just not. But that could just be me. And I think here, when I'm looking at this though, Jackie, I have to say to you that I feel There is great joy. You just feel really excited and great joy about trying to explore this life. This is something, that if you found out more about it, would make you happy one way or another. I mean, I'm not saying it was necessarily a joyful life for you, but obviously it might play some important role in your life and maybe, or in your lifetime lines. And so maybe you're feeling that. And so, you really want to explore more. It's possible that this life was a gift to you in some way, whether it was a hard life, whether it was a good life, whatever happened in this life might have set the stage for other good things to happen in lives ahead. That's what I'm
I
getting.
can't disagree with that. I think that's a really good summation too, is that, and that it sort of provokes the idea of why this life is interesting to you, and or whether or not there are karmic issues that are still going on between these lives. Hi,
Okay.
Dr. Victor.
Hi, Dr. V. We'll get you on the list.
So that's what we have. I hope that you
Well, I hope
figure
that
it out.
helped. We'll be happy to delve into that sometime if you want us to do that life specifically. Uh, okay.
You're welcome.
All right, we're on Christine. Hi, Christine.
Hey, Christine.
I hadn't used that fairy deck in a while now, and I totally forgot that house card. That's funny. That was
A
wild.
general reading. What does Spirit want Christine to know? And I'm back on Lenormand for that.
All right.
And reminding viewers, we recently had our Unhappy Hour, which is our fourth quarter moon special program where we kind of look at what that astrological conjunction is doing to give us some sads or grumbles and how we can turn our frown upside down. That's on our YouTube channel.
Also, today my material matter show dropped.
Like a
So,
lead
like
balloon.
blood. Actually, there was some okay readings this week for the signs. Not all,
Hi,
but
Cherry Blossom.
pretty happy with them. Hi, Cherry.
We'll get you on the list too.
So, if you're interested in what's going on in your business financial realm, check out those readings for the elemental signs of the zodiac for the week ahead.
Oh, that's good, Garina. Yes.
All right.
Good question.
What was the question again?
Uh,
Jen?
General reading, what does Spirit have for them?
That's right. What does spirit have? That's right. Well, we got the lovers reversed. So, what does spirit have for you? Um,
Some choices.
You've got some decisions, choices, or moves that you need to make, and you've got to be a little cautious from, my general reminder that Mercury is retrograde right now. So be aware and ensure that the decisions that you're making are truly in your best interest because the lovers is reversed here. You don't want to make a choice, especially if others are involved, or a move that's going to affect others adversely. You need to think things out and look at the bigger picture of things before you make a move.
Cherry, we have to schedule birthday readings in advance. We don't do them except at the beginning of a show. So we can do that, but we wouldn't be able to do it today. I realize it's past. We could probably
We
do it
could
on
do it
Thursday.
Thursday night if you're
And then it's
not
good for a year.
if you're not here. We could do it at the start of our show Thursday night when we after we do our card for the collective. And if you're not here, you can come back and take a look at the reading. How does that sound?
So today we would just take a regular question from you.
Yeah.
And hi, Emily G. We will put you on the list too. I think we're getting,
No,
no, we're
we're
not
not.
really getting there yet. So we're just starting to get a little busier.
Yeah, we are getting a little busier,
All right.
so
So,
we'll see.
Christine, to me, the lover's reverse representing the idea that maybe spirit wants you to know you may have to choose between things that seemingly have equal heart value to you. It is possible that maybe one is really more personal and that maybe you might say, oh, it's more selfish of me to want that choice as opposed to a more altruistic choice or a choice that maybe lifts other people up or something like that. But to you, to some degree, those choices are equal. And I can't not emphasize what Banshee mentioned too, that the idea of Mercury retrograde really does compound the matter of how we're making choices now. So why is this important?
Well, it's the Queen of Jugs or Cups, the Queen of Cups. Why is this important? Because for your own emotional for your own emotional stability so that also you feel good about yourself and the decisions that you're making. This is important. Watch the decisions you make right now, make sure they're in your best interests and that they're truly going to feel fulfilling to you or make you happy.
Making the right choice makes all the difference with having an emotional, happiness or calmness in your life, a stability where you feel, all your emotions are balanced that may have been involved in the different, types of questions that you or paths that you may have been trying to make. So it is important for you to face this either with, calm resolve, emotionally speaking, or to realize that, it's important to make the right decision for that same reason.
All right, so where are things headed? We'll talk later, Ari.
Yeah, I think I might want to weigh in on that one.
Ace of Chilies, which is the Ace of Wands, fire, of course.
And it's upright.
So, where are things headed? There's clearly, it looks to me, Christine, like some opportunity is coming your way, whether it's a job, a new project, a goal of some sort. But, and it looks positive, it looks good. However, you really have to weigh whether it's right for you or not. Maybe there's some mitigating factors, that might interfere with other dreams or goals or things that you're doing or obligations that you have in your life. So you have to make sure that this fits for you. But I think that's what this is all leading to.
Well, Christine, I see that, and it is possible that, some questions have greater gravity, and that these may be questions that don't have quite that gravity. But where it does lead to, the Ace of Wands does feel like a real empowerment point for you, or feeling like this decision or this movement you made, maybe it's not a decision, maybe it's just a choice to move in a certain direction. I know, decision, choice to move, whatever, but maybe it empowers you to the point that you really feel it's growthful. It's growthful in networking or in enterprise. And of course, those could relate to what you're dealing with your martial arts study or, other things with teaching and things like that.
Yeah, the wands cards are very physical card, so I could definitely see it involved in physical activities as well. Like the martial arts. But something apparently, I know you say you have no choices. Apparently, you will. And
Yeah.
maybe it's during this Mercury retrograde period, which is kind of worrying me a little bit. But I'm pretty sure you have a good head on your shoulders. But this is what Spirit wanted to let you know is coming.
So now we have the Lenormand, and is that the woman, 29?
Yes.
And the man, 28.
What?
So
So
I
is this
always,
involving you and your son?
or your family, because I know you have other children.
Yeah. I wonder here. Or it's involving you and somebody else. It could be a male figure. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but I do think maybe this is the person that's going to offer you some opportunity or put you in a position where you have to make some kind of choice or decision.
Right, I see these cards mostly as significators, so sometimes I might be drawing a little bit of a blank there. It could just be saying that, this represents a pairing of people who will work with you on this, or that you're one of this, or something of that sort.
So you probably don't know what this is now, but I
Right.
have a feeling it's coming. So Spirit is cueing you in, giving you a heads up. Good luck with that.
All right. Well, good
And
luck.
Mary, don't get defensive on me now. I'm just saying what the card said here, and the universe may just feel, that yeah, I guess tips and I guess the kind of work, maybe that's what you want to do in life, and that's fine. But I maybe karmically and otherwise, I can't say for certain. Maybe the universe had other plans for you or was hoping for other plans for you. But whatever the case may be, it is, like I said, I think in that reading, that it is your life, and you can decide to do what you want with it. But the universe apparently is leaving it in your hands then to find it yourself.
And I just wanted to talk about some of the more, functional or fungible matters about restaurants and tips is they are not all equal, and that the idea of getting tips is sort of a supplement so that employers do not have to pay a better wage. A lot of waitresses in a lot of places make very small hourly wage, and then they are expected to supplement everything with tips. So it really depends on the quality of the restaurant, what kind of tips you'll get, or also your basic hourly wage. Not all of these things are equal.
Depending on what state you're in and whatnot, but also some of those rules have changed over time.
That's true.
There is a minimum wage now, even for restaurants, sometimes that they have to have. It might be a little bit less for restaurants when they offer tips, but again, it depends on state guidelines as well as other things. So, I know what it was like when Mr. O was working in a restaurant, but I think those days things are different now a little bit. So, anyway.
Good luck. We wish you good luck.
Yep, good luck with that.
And thanks for your comment too, Christine. We appreciate that.
All right.
And I agree with you, Ari. You have to find out for yourself. I was 21 when I worked in a restaurant, and I'm glad I don't anymore. That's all I'm going to say. It was kind of a brutal scene for me. And it was actually the second restaurant I worked in, and if I had to be honest, I got screwed both times by the restaurant managers. Alrighty.
So, Jackie, you have this fairy oracle as well. I do like this one. I haven't used it in a while though, and I just said, why haven't I used that one? It's spring, summer. I should be using it now. So I brought it out. It's very beautiful. It really is. I like it.
And Lena wants a general reading for August.
Alrighty. That's right. It's your deck. Uh,
I was really young when that happened, so I didn't even totally understand in either case how much I was getting screwed over. One of them was the restaurant I worked at. They were going out of business, but they just didn't want to tell anybody because they figured everybody would jump ship all at once. And they were kind of a posh, Tony, downtown Detroit restaurant, but they had a manager who was crooked and was stealing from under the table, and that was part of the problem. It was in the early 80s, and there was a lot of drug use with the staff. It was pretty creepy stuff. How about a job that pays 32 bucks an hour, like nursing jobs?
well, you have to get the degree and actually, yeah.
But I'm just saying that that's
There
a
are better
reality for them.
jobs that even for non-professionals there are. So, but but you know what? Teach his own. And some restaurants actually pay very well. You're absolutely right about that. But I guess you got to have what it takes to get in there, and you got to find out what that is. And I'm not sure the universe is responsible for that. So I don't know, but.
All right, Lena. First card is the reversed Knight of Discs or Pentacles.
Knight of Pentacles.
The second one is the Page of Swords, and that one's upright. So this
Excuse me.
represents people in August for you, perhaps. And then there's the coloring so light, the upright Two of Pentacles or discs.
Well, this is just what's coming in August, right?
It's a general reading
Yeah.
for August.
Yeah. So I think here, well, let's get the Lenormand. I should do that. You're right. Number 8 is the coffin, along with the tree. Trees growing out of the coffin, and there's a tree. Ah, interesting. I have some thoughts on that. Um,
Proceed.
Well, I'm not going to go there first, but I do think that the Knight of Pentacles reverse does indicate to me that, there may be some little bit of financial belt tightening that needs to be done in August. It just seems like, you want to kind of hold off on major purchases and stuff. And I'm not saying you're losing money or anything, but I'm just saying maybe some unexpected bills might come up or something like that. And so you just need to kind of lay a little bit low financially and watch your moves with money in August. One other thing I would just say, as far as work goes, you're not going to be feeling very productive or motivated on the job in August. I don't know whether you're being distracted by other things in your life, but it just seems as though your heart is not into your work.
Right, there's kind of a malaise around August. Depending on the kind of industry you might be involved in. Some industries, limit production July or August, and sometimes that's respective of the fact that it's the hottest months of the year, and if people are working manual labor, they give them a break. I'm not saying that's you, but I am saying that maybe the circumstances around you seem to be slowing down a sense of life, whether it's totally business related, and I sort of think it leans that way because you also have the Two of Pentacles over here, and that sort of coincides with this one in the sense of maybe people working on the balance of what they have material wise, that they realize this is not a time, like Banshee said, for certain expenditures.
Yeah, and
Page of Swords.
the Page of Swords indicates to me, though, this is a time where you're going to be very either social or communicating with a lot of people. All of that looks good, actually, and that's kind of surprising but of course, we're talking about August here, and Mercury is going direct like the first week or so in August. So things will be improving as far as communication goes. And so if you've been expecting to hear from people or you've been getting delayed responses to things, a lot of that's going to clear up in August. It's going to be a lot better. And Ari, hey, do you want to work as a housekeeper in a hotel? They
They
get
make
tips.
tips.
They have to clean out toilets and stuff, but some of the tips they get aren't bad. I leave good tips, at the hotels I stayed at for my conventions. Do
Always.
you also want to work at a hairdresser? They get tips, lots of them. Uber drivers get tips.
Right, there are a lot of
There's
businesses that
lots
get
of
tips.
places that get tips besides restaurants.
So your comment though was a generalism. Actually, you said
Yeah.
any job, and you're right.
You're right. You are right. So, I mean, but then, so think about it. Maybe there's other places you should explore if you're not finding exactly what you need in the restaurant world. I'm just saying that. So,
Google what jobs give tips.
yeah. So, anyway,
Hi, Namira, and we're going to put you on the list.
oh, Yamira? Okay, I
Mhm.
will. So, go ahead. I finished that
All
one?
right.
Yeah.
So when I look at that too, I think that it may be a trade-off in August that maybe certain business or material kind of functions may be slower, tepid, but the social scene may be a little bit more invigorated, and it may also be about really you too positioning yourself to maybe move or have mobility either in social situations or in other, related situations. So I sort of think August is a mix of things. Some things are slow and some things are a little bit more interesting or moving. So then that takes us to the Lenormand.
Oh, I didn't say this one though.
Oh,
I just wanted to say that, yeah, there's a lot of balance and stability overall. Just worried about the financial situation a bit. But if you keep, if you remain cautious and careful on your spending in August, everything should balance out just fine. It should be a real smooth flowing month where it seems as though whatever's being thrown your way, you can handle it. Now, the Lenormand. So you have the tree and the coffin here. I would say that growth may come to you by letting something else in your life go. Maybe something is stifling your growth or create your growth potential or creativity. And I think here, if you let something go in your life, put an end to something in your life, whether it's a habit, a mindset, an actual situation, or things in your life, you will be able to grow. It will free yourself up for more growth in your life.
could it also mean that maybe something that you're no longer very involved in is finding a second life or is finding renewed growth?
Well, Lena, I also have one bad thing to say since this is a general reading and I can't look the other way on this. It's possible here there could be a death in the family or, somebody you know. I can't rule that out because the tree is the card of family. So, elderly family members, if you know somebody is really ill right now, there's a possibility somebody could pass. I can't rule that out. So,
And we're sorry to have to tell you that.
yeah. But it's not necessarily a given for me.
Alrighty.
Okay. Not feeling it strongly. That's what we have for you, Lena. Good luck with that.
Good luck. And we're on Libra.
You're on Libra.
General
Yep.
reading.
I just saw it. Okay. So, I'm going to use this one. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm surprised Sunny didn't come down.
He was really snoozing in his new favorite spot in our bedroom.
Ah, yeah.
And cats are different from some people. Not everybody is the same, but they like to sleep in warm situations, even when it is a little bit warmer. He's definitely that. He'll snooze in a sunbeam, and he'll just be content there in that warmth. Many of us would probably be struggling.
It's not too hot up there today. We've had hotter, but it's not that cool either.
Oh, we'll be watching for that, Jackie. It would be wonderful if we could ever meet someday.
Ah,
A couple
my
years ago,
t-shirt
we had a vision of, doing an East Coast kind of thing. We were going to head
with our
out
friend
towards,
Sheena. We might
yeah,
have seen Libra. We
we
might have
would have
seen
seen Libra,
different
we might have seen
people.
Mr. Maurice, different people. But then we got COVID and we canceled our plans.
I
So
mean, literally, the day, couple
mere
days
days
before
before
the
we were
trip.
going to leave, got
It's
COVID.
just sad.
So I sort of think of it, no, we still haven't rained yet. Not yet.
No, you know what? We missed the storms completely, and we didn't even get a drop of rain. We could have used a little rain, but I'm glad we missed the storms completely. I don't know what happened. I'm beginning to think the weather forecasters can't figure out the weather anymore. It's been so crazy. Anyway, the Hanged Man is reversed. I know we had that in a different deck. So is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is reversed. And finally,
Yeah, we can use the rain.
gee, Libra, you've had some good cards lately, but these are not them. The star is reversed as well.
Boy,
Boy.
boy, indeed. So
Well, they're all reversed.
The Lenormand gives us
That number 22 is the path.
the path. I like that. That's a pretty
Yeah.
path. And then number 23. They're always coming like right after each other too. I don't get that.
And what's that?
Mice.
Ah, Libra.
Victoria, you left too
What's going
early.
on here? Um, this is just a general read, so let's see what we can make of this. The Hanged Man reversed. Don't let your ego get in the well, I could take this two different ways, Libra. One is to not let your ego get in the way of important decisions you have to make, because you're likely to make a bad decision that other people are not going to be happy about. But then on the other hand, I could also look at this and say, don't allow somebody else's selfish choices or decisions throw you off your game here and make you feel pessimistic and pessimistic about things, disappointed about things, feeling like there's no hope in a particular situation because somebody is being stubborn, egotistical, and making decisions that may benefit them but leaves you in a lurch.
I don't feel this is really any result from previous readings. We've had some
Yeah,
nice ones for you. So this sort of seems like,
out of the blue.
maybe somebody else acting out against you during Mercury retrograde that, brings some of this to you. And so once again, it may be a person who doesn't have exact way of dealing with some of their own ego problems. It is possible that they justify some of their actions with a heavy hand, or that they actually do try to maybe make limitations on you or your situation. So once again, this could be somebody you know very personally. This could be somebody that you encounter in other forms. I know you're not working, but you might encounter them in your neighborhood or at a store, something like that, where you might see them. And the overall effect, I guess, is making you feel, or this will be making you feel, like this is not right. This is sort of blocking your path, and this is sort of creating even more, limitations on where you want it to be going. So I almost feel like some of this could be externals that are even beyond people but like maybe the situations that are going on in our world right now are causing, mess ups.
Hmm, could be. I can't rule that out, but I'm hopeful a little bit here in that, the mice is meaning there's some stress, there's some anxiety, there may be some worries, but on your path going forward. But you got to remember the mice are only temporary. So, whatever the situation is, maybe once it's done, it's done. And, you're just going to have to deal with that. You may feel angry, you may feel stressed for a little while moving forward, but, eventually the anxieties, the upset will dissipate for whatever reasons. Whether this person changes their mind eventually, or whether this person or the situation, starts to ease up or just doesn't affect you the same way anymore. But it will for a little while.
I agree with that, and I sort of agree just in general with what you put forth there. But I think it's interesting to maybe look at those and say that some of this could be how the effects on you make you operate. That maybe they make you feel less confident about where you stand with your ego, and they make you feel more diminished or
It
willing
could
to change
be.
ideas. They make you more irritable or likely to justify some of your decisions in a harsher manner, and are also what the star portends to the idea that ultimately it makes you feel like you're off your path. And so this reminds us that you're not totally off your path, that you're just working through something.
Okay. Yeah, I like that too. That's what we have for you. Good luck with
Good
that.
luck, Libra.
Kara is up. Hi, Kara.
Hey, Kara.
I have grape juice and water. I like to water down my grape juice. I like to water down my juices, period. So,
What deck would I like to use for that?
what does Odin have?
What doesn't he have? A full set of eyes.
Oh,
Uh,
bad joke, Mr. Scorpio.
Odin gets it. I'm going to use the black tarot. I better watch it. Odin might be watching me too with that one eye.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I should be knocking
You
Mr.
brought
Odin
it
here.
in.
Mr. Odin, he didn't mean it.
Right. So is that like your reading?
What
Like
does
a
Odin
summary?
have? Yeah, we could do that. Yes.
All right. So here he is himself, the upright king of spheres. That's the king of pentacles. So Odin wants you to accept that you are in charge of yourself for the most part. Although you may have other people that have input into your lives or do certain roles in your lives, you really are your own defining essence. It's up to you to manage your life or to organize it, or to also feel too that you have a sense of the bounty or material wherewithal to make most of the decisions or effects you want to. You might feel like, you need $1 million, but you pretty much have what you need and can find more if you need it.
Odin just wants you to work on being the best you can be right now. And when I say that, I speak in terms of, you know, physically, okay, your
Okay,
body,
good
mentally,
point.
spiritually. He wants you to just be somebody with integrity, somebody who's honest, somebody who is fair-minded to other people and generous. You know, generous with their time, their energy, and their wisdom.
So why is this important, Kara? And it's the upright Ten of Wands because he wants you strong because he's got some work for you. You shouldn't have asked this question. He's got work for you.
That is an interesting card here after what I said. So why is this important? I feel it's because he doesn't want you to feel burdened by this. He wants you to feel like this work is worthy, worthy of
I
who
agree,
you are.
of course.
And, you know, that don't make it seem like it's a burden because it's not. It's really who you are. And he doesn't want you to consider this a heavy load.
And there's
I
that
think that's why this is
that
there.
Celtic or Irish word, Gaius, Geas. Like it's sort of like a quest or something, that a god or a being sort of puts forth on you. It's like it's a mission.
He also doesn't want you to be thinking that this is hard on you. I mean, it shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be. I had something else I wanted to say. Do not pull that
I
card
won't.
yet. Um, I think here that he is saying this work is worthy work. He wants you to know that yes, it is challenging and there is some hardness to it. He wants you to roll up your sleeves though and do it because he feels that's who you are, that you're perfectly capable.
And it reminds me of a note saying I've heard in Wicca and other places, the goddess never gives us a burden harder than we can bear. And it's meant to be that, the goddess knows what we can, do. And Odin does in this instance. He knows what you are capable of. So where will this ultimately lead? And it's the world. Oh, it's a beautiful world.
It's as if it's your calling. You know, it's like he wants you to just go full circle with this. He thinks that, you know, this will lead you to even greater glory. Let's use something
Isn't
Odin
it?
might say here.
Yes. It is awesome, isn't it, Kara?
This could lead you to greater, bigger things. It will open up your world, right? For you to feel your power, to act on your power responsibly, and to accept, the burdens of that. And it will open up new worlds for you. I really like that. Wow, look at that. Speaking of new worlds.
Does Odin ride a stork in some of the myths?
And this will confound you, but we know what it really is, don't we? Yes.
First, there's a
It's the
mountain.
mountains with lilies on the card. So, but yeah, see, this almost mirrors what we said here with the Ten of Wands. In a way, there are challenges on this
A
adventure.
sacred struggle.
It's a sacred struggle. Okay, I like that. I'll take that. But there are challenges on this journey. Mountain climbers, hey, it's not a piece of cake, right? Even for the most seasoned mountain climber, it's work. But if you become an expert, if you become a king, you become an expert at what you do, it certainly helps make the journey easier. And so I think here he wants you to take the journey, all the way through, and you'll find yourself in another great new world that lies ahead of you.
Both of those, Lenormand and Tarot, kind of frame the
Yeah,
same idea that, what Odin wants or has for you is the idea that there's a noble burden he wishes you to undertake or some sort of quest or something. But moving through this will present hardships, but will ultimately lead you to a better and or new world.
yeah. Wow. Good luck with that. That was an interesting reading.
Bam!
Bam, bam. All right.
And for those folks who've left us their question recently, thank you. Appreciate that. We knew you would.
Cool.
We'll get to them as soon as we can. We probably,
Okay, and we are on Garima.
all right. And Grima did leave her question earlier
Yeah,
too.
because they had to walk out.
Oh, so we might have room to take one or two more readings at this time and point, but we'll just keep our eye on it. And I'm going to look for Garima's question.
I found it.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
I've got to step out, but going to post my question. Should I go back to Starfleet, or is there another better opportunity coming my way for work? I'm looking to move up the ladder. What's the energy? Okay.
Alrighty.
So, should I go back to Starfleet or a better opportunity? Uh, let's just do the three cards, and if it looks like it's negative for Starfleet, that would mean moving on to another opportunity.
True that.
So let's see.
All right, so I'm going to use my Olympus Tarot.
Oh, I thought it was my deck. I just pulled the.
Oh, you're right. It is your deck. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You're welcome, Kara. It was pretty awesome. And we're back on Thursday nights from 7 to 9. And we're currently at 833 subscribers. So tell a friend to subscribe to us.
Yay.
And next Thursday, we'll be doing Cherry Blossom's birthday reading. You want me to put a note in our record?
Did I do it already? I was going to do it. I didn't. Yeah, put a note there, Cherry B, and Thursday, whatever the date is, the 24th, I think.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, one more shuffle.
So we are all set for that.
All right, here we go. Wow, we start out with the King of Cups, the dragon fruit upright.
Yum.
Well, not
Actually,
so yum.
dragonflies look so odd to me.
Although I like them, but they make me cry, so that gives you a hint. It's the Ten of Swords, the Onion reversed,
That's a cutting remark.
but it is reversed, so that's a good thing. Finally, ooh, well, this is good reverse too, actually. It's another sword. It's carrots. It's the Nine of Swords reversed.
And they show the big eye in the middle. That's a riot.
Wow.
And
I
oh,
love
this
this.
is about her decision.
About Starfleet,
Right.
whether to stay there or look for another opportunity.
Yeah.
Well,
I
number
was just
one,
trying to
Garima,
remember that.
I have to say, just by looking here, let's get his Lenormand out though.
All right. It's
That is number two, which Clover. Is there
yeah,
Clover in her hand?
it's Clover. Yeah. You know the beautiful fairies kind of throw me off my game a little bit. Like I'm rather look at
Well,
them.
I thought
Yeah.
this one would throw you off more, but maybe we'll switch next time. Yes.
And I remember the number actually. I think.
Yeah, we just had it, so
Right.
I think here. You know, the first part is telling me this. You have to go with what makes you happy. You know, if it makes you happy to go back to Starfleet, then maybe that's where you belong. But I mean, it just says you have to go with what makes you feel fulfilled and happy,
Yes.
where your heart is, okay? And if you really don't feel your heart is at Starfleet, then maybe it's time to move on to something else.
This card, in a way, though, makes me feel like it does give you really fond feelings. It does sort of bring joy to you, but ultimately, it's what Banshee said. You have to go where your heart is.
And the Ten of Swords reversed indicates to me that, well, that's kind of an interesting one here. I don't know if you've had problems with working at Starfleet before, if there's been some issues, whether it's working with others or you didn't like the environment or something like that. You know, conditions may be better now, or they may improve for you, you know, either going there or staying there. Did you say you was that about I know I read it, but
I almost get the feeling like you were considering going away, but something did change. Maybe somebody,
here it is.
you know, has been put in their place, or a particularly bad situation has been reversed somehow. And so maybe that does add to the idea that maybe you would want to stay there.
Yeah, I almost feel like this could say that, you know, returning there may not be a bad thing. It may not necessarily be a bad thing.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like when I
that's,
see the Ten of Swords
I
reversed.
agree.
Sometimes that card indicates that after some bumps and bruises in your life, things are now looking a lot brighter. So if things weren't that great there before, maybe they'd be better now. And the
Swords.
Nine of Swords reversed indicates to me that maybe it would be less stressful for you right now for you to go back to something that's familiar to you, you know?
It makes it sound like it's an easier course to follow.
It does.
It sort of feels like a relief of the pressures that maybe were pushing you in that other direction, like I mentioned earlier. And with that release, then, you know, things settle down and maybe you can approach it from a little bit different point of view
Well, that being said, there is a little bit of a conundrum here with
with
the
the Lenormand
mountains and the
clover.
clover. I think really what this is saying is maybe you know, I'm still throwing my thoughts on this. If there were challenges there before, the fortunes there have now changed. That's what it looks like to me because the clover is a card of luck. The clover is a card of good timing. The clover is a card of fate, you know, being on your side. So, because of the way you asked your question, I'm almost thinking that maybe it would be lucky for you to go back there. It might be that maybe some of the burdens or some of the struggles or challenges of the past have faded away or won't be the same for you now.
And you know, that's kind of what I'm getting to. I feel things have changed enough. And some of that is really the way, you know, that you've responded heart-wise to it, is that when you felt better about it, that also seemed to give you more reasons to look at it favorably as well.
That's what we have for you. It looks interesting. I think you ought
Yep,
to
what I
stick
saw.
with Starfleet, or maybe check that out again. See if you can get back in there. Good luck with that.
I think if there was something clearly better, it might have come out in the card somehow. There would be a couple cards that show up that would say, no, there's another opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's not to say that it won't show up, or at least at this point in time. Good luck,
Well,
Karima.
good luck with that. All
Um,
right, we're on Marita.
Marina. And Marina gave us her question too. What's coming for me this week? All right.
This week? Okay.
Yes.
You're
So I'm
dead.
going to use that Olympus Tarot that I pulled out a few minutes ago.
Sure. That one for next time.
And once again, I just want to thank everybody for playing well on the list. We have a good group of folks here leaving your question, not making us wait. Those are all good things to us. And for some reason, this Sunday is not super busy, so we'll probably finish on time and everyone will be happy.
Thank you, Namira, for posting.
Yes, thank you.
And you're welcome, Kara.
Thank you, Kara. You're welcome. All right. I'm not sure what that means,
What?
Emily G.
Oh, if you got your reading next time, you just kept backing out
Oh,
there?
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine, Emily.
If you want to come back to it later, if you need to go somewhere now, you could just navigate back to it, but it's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you. You could leave your question and we'll still do it for you. You just have to navigate back to your spot on the list later when you're ready. But if not, and you want to come back another day,
You're
that's
certainly
fine.
welcome to come back. We're easy with the options, so.
Yeah. The choice is yours.
All right, so Marina wanted to know what was coming this week, and I'm using the Olympus Tarot, and here we go. It's just going to be 3 cards, right?
Yes.
So the first one is the upright Six of Cups, and then followed by upright strength. And strength is number 11 in this one. And I noticed too that I think more European based decks or from that
Maybe.
language seem to have that reversal between 8 and
I
11.
notice a lot of the low Scarabo decks
You're
do.
welcome, Emily. We'll see you next time.
Okay, take care. We'll take you off the list when I post it next.
And
Have a good
then
day.
the final card is the Eight of Swords reversed.
So we got the Eight of Swords reversed. That's the Six of Cups.
Yes.
Upright.
No, that's strength.
Oh, that's strength.
This is the Six of Cups upright.
Six of Cups upright. Strength upright.
Yes.
And that reversed.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Eight of Swords, which is kind of cool.
This is kind of a cool reading. Let me get the Lenormand up there.
Later, lady.
Take care, Emily. All right. Oh, we're having some pretty good readings overall today. I think here,
So what can you expect next week?
next week, there could be a couple of things. You might encounter an old friend. You might, or some old family will contact you again. It's possible you could be in touch with somebody from your past who is either visiting or just getting in touch, saying hi. There's also, or maybe this is a time next week where, some reminiscing from the past is going to be very important to you. You're going to be looking back at some good times, good things, good feelings about some things that have happened in your past.
Well, we're moving into the final phases of summer, at least for some parts of the world. So this could be saying that, you are remembering, summer's fun or past summers, or like Banshee indicated, maybe somebody from your past, a family member or an old friend, drops in to say hi, or there's just a connection for some reason. This wouldn't disallow, a summer picnic or event either,
That's
where maybe
true.
that happens.
I want to give you these now. That is definitely the lilies. And look at the bear. He's got a honeycomb. He's happy.
Aw, he's a little cute there.
Okay, so also what I see coming, strength is upright. I think next week is going to be, you know, this is a week where you don't have to push to get anything done. You don't have to push yourself to do anything. Pace yourself, be kinder to yourself in the week ahead. There's no rush, there's no hurry, there's nothing really pressing. It just seems as though it's a steady kind of week that also you can get more of what you want from people by being nice, respectful, and easygoing rather than trying to push an agenda of some sort.
Yeah, this is a week where things kind of happen naturally. It may be a play off of the first card, like maybe there's just sort of a comfortability in the next week or two, and it just feels like, things come naturally. You're more easily able to, persuade people to a point of view or things like that. So then finally it takes us to the reversed Eight of Pentacles, and
Oh, I thought it
may
was swords. Is it
oh, I'm
pentacles?
sorry, it is swords.
Okay.
And so maybe some of this plays into the idea that uh, you're feeling so comfortable that you're now feeling like, anything that might have been holding you back, even if it was the weight of other people's ideas or suggestions or obligations, if they were people who may have asked you for a favor, but you sort of feel like it's liberating in a way, and that really the motion just seems to continue beyond this next week or so.
You're feeling really good about yourself. I think this week ahead is just very optimistic for you and liberating in a way. You just feel like you're free to do what you want. You're free to be who you are. You're free to just enjoy, being yourself, like your true, authentic self. A lot of times in the workplace or even sometimes with family and friends. We have to wear a mask. We have to be something we're not. But this is like just total being free and liberated and knowing and accepting who you are and just expecting others to do the same. It just looks really positive. I think you got the bear here. I think you're feeling self empowered this week. A lot of personal empowerment, and you've got a very good, strong, mature attitude about what your expectations are in this week ahead and what you want to accomplish and what you think you're capable of.
Marita, if I had to read between the lines, I wonder if maybe, you're going to get a connection that helps you in your search for a better job, or that a situation changes for you. Part of that could be realizing that things are just not exactly as constraining as maybe you thought they were. Maybe you find out that there is, more movement for you at this point of the year. And, for some companies, July is sort of the beginning of a new year. And so up until then they've been tightening up, tightening their belt, and then the budgets come through and maybe companies see ways of expanding. This could also pertain to other things too, not just necessarily work, but it could pertain to other possibilities in your life. So I hope you like that.
So I posted the list late here. I'm sorry I didn't. Oh, I did have it up earlier. Okay, never mind.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I'm going to delete this list. Remove.
So that's what we have, Marita.
Oh, hi, Sam.
Hi, Siama.
You know what? We had somebody cancel a reading, so we're going to
Well,
add you
thank you.
to the
You're
list.
welcome, Marita. Yeah.
And we'll get a reading in for you, Siama. You're a little late. You're lucky. Dr. V is up now. We finished with Marita. And I am going to put that in.
Yeah, I hope you have a great week, whatever does happen, Marita.
Good luck with that, Marita. Will S or J become
You're
winner
supposed to remove
announced by
Emily.
G, who wins the grant?
Okay, you were supposed to remove Emily.
I did, I thought.
I see it posted right there, Cherry B. Emily.
I thought I got rid of
Well,
Emily.
I
When
guess
did
you
I get
did,
rid of them? Hold
but I know
on.
how that goes.
Very weird.
Well, it's not the most important thing you need to do.
It is. So you can just wait.
Okay, so it's about a grant. Who won a grant? Will S or J become the winner? Announced by G.
So I think we need to do two and two.
Sounds like a plan. Alrighty.
All right, there we go. I've got it right. All right.
Bless you.
So S and J. Hmm.
These are the kind of questions that I kind of like, Dr. Victor, where this sort of like we get a choice, especially, of course, when somebody comes back and says, well, you know what, you said it looked like it was this, and it was. Of course, we don't mind hearing about when we weren't right either.
Well, and sometimes it's not very clear who's the winner or the loser. It's
There is
sometimes,
that.
so we'll just have to see how it turns out.
All right, so I'm going to read that again before we start. Will S or J become the winner of a grant that's announced by G? Who wins this grant? S
All
or J?
right, the first cards are for S, and it's the Seven of Swords upright. Wow. The Devil reversed.
That's very interesting. And the Lenormand, the first one is the sun?
That is the Sun.
The sun, which is an awfully nice possible omen. And it looks like a weed.
That's a tiger lily.
So it's a lily. Ah, it's a lily. Well, very interesting.
Oh,
Hmm. Something about it makes it say yes, but something about it maybe makes it say no.
yeah, I don't know here. This is tougher than it looked, Mr. O, you who were so confident about this kind of
Well,
question.
is this S's chances?
Yes.
Okay,
So
so
go on.
well, the Seven of Swords reverse maybe indicates that there's something covert or stealthy going on. Is S or somebody who favors S trying to influence G's decision? And then the devil reversed sort of indicates that maybe a situation that was kind of being controlled is no longer, or maybe won't be controlled exactly, or that there may be some sort of overreaction and release from a containment of some sort. Did you want to weigh in there?
This is a real tough one for me all the way around. Because I'm getting a lot of mixed signals here. I think the Seven of Swords indicates possibly that this grant could be stolen from S. In other words, because sometimes the Seven of Swords is about a thief. And so when I say that, Dr. V, is maybe S feels that it's a sure thing, but it's possible here that somebody could, you know, take it away. And the devil indicates liberation, though. Maybe things will feel better once they find out the truth of what happened here. Maybe there was some underhandedness or some sneaky thing going on, like Mr. O said that somebody influenced, this decision, had some undue influence here. But there's liberation here, and I feel like they're going to be successful anyway long term. I'm
Yeah,
going to lean on so far that it may not happen for us. I want to see what, Jay, is it Jay?
Jay.
Jay is going to look like before I totally give my final opinion.
I could sort of see that. I was sort of thinking
Yeah.
like this could be covert things that favor us, but no, I think you're right there. But it does seem to me, Dr. V, that things might change later because the sun seems to clear up things, illuminate things, and the lily shows a situation that's evolving, changing, that maybe more things are coming to light. All right,
Well, let's take a look at
let's
the
look at
next one.
Jay.
We have just a minute here. I'm going to double check it, but I'm pretty sure it's the Queen of Cups.
Yeah. The vials are cups. Oh, dreamer.
Yes, dreamer.
Uh,
I'm pretty sure it's queen.
I think you're right.
No, the dreamer.
It's the page.
Hold on. Yes.
So it's the reversed page of cups.
This is very strange. Huh. I have to look at something else for a reason. I'm sorry. You'll see why. I'll tell you later. Okay. Something's missing from the other deck. But the dreamer is definitely the page. The page of cups. So the page of cups is reversed and justice is reversed.
I don't know. The tower, which could represent the institution that this is taking place at. And the bear.
Huh.
Oh,
Wow, this is such a mixed bag, Slane.
yeah.
I'm really confused. But I would have, well, okay, so we've got the Page of Cups reversed, which is kind of sad news, disappointing news. And then we have Justice reversed. They feel they've been treated rather unfairly or that this something was tainted with this decision. But I feel here that oh, the tower and the bear. They may try to really argue their case with this institution. I don't know if there can be appeals. I don't know how the grant process, totally works if somebody could appeal it. But I get the feeling here that they may have to kind of, you know,
It's actually
approach them on
it's
this.
actually almost turned the whole thing into a toss-up that it looks like either of them might be being, I don't want to say manipulated, but that things going on behind them with other people trying to influence the decision or not.
Man,
I almost wonder if we should just do a quick
I
yes or
think
no on one of
one
them
of
and
them.
then the obvious other one as
I
well.
have to agree. I have to agree. I wanted to just say, though, that it's possible here, if I looked at these two cards, I may have to switch it back and give the slight edge to S.
Yeah,
So I think we're going to ask if S is going to get this job, or Grant. We're going to ask because, there is something about long-term success here that's interesting to
agree.
me. This too could be empowerment with the company, though. Like, maybe they didn't get the grant, but they have a place secured for themselves anyway.
I almost wonder if this could
It's
be saying
weird.
that G or the organization represented by the tower wanted J, but it doesn't exactly go that way. I don't know.
So
Or
let's do
we'll
a
stick
yes
with
or
later for
no
that. So we're gonna do a quick yes
and
or no,
ask if
Darby.
S is going to get the grant.
Yes, because it does sort of seem like
This
they
could
have
muddy
the
the
edge.
waters more, but we're going to do it.
They have the edge from what we can see.
And all I can say is if it still comes out really confused, then I'm just going to have to tell you we can't tell for certain right now.
All right, so stay tuned, everybody. Cherry B, Namira, and Siama are next.
Well, and we're still not into overtime, which is
I
nice.
know, it's wonderful.
One more shuffle.
Oh,
Okay.
Mr. Ojan in a little bit.
Yes, it will come naturally, isn't that right? The King of
Yes,
Cups.
right. Cups means it will come naturally. And since it's the King of Cups, it sort of says this is the result of kindness, one way or the other, that the kindness is either the kindness of G or the organization choosing S, or the gratitude kindness that S feels because they realize they have accomplished something great.
Right. I think S is going to be very happy with this decision ultimately. It did seem like there was some issues there, but it looks like maybe they are the one who will get the grant. Well, keep us posted, Dr.
Yeah,
V.
let
I'd
us know.
like to know who ended up on top on this one. Good luck with that.
Alrighty. And now we are on Cherry. Cherry Blossom, hello. Let's look at that question real quick. What's coming towards me in love this year for a
Did I do it
long-term,
again? Doggone it.
stable relationship?
No, I didn't.
Alrighty.
I missed it because I was talking and
No,
muttering.
that's okay. So I'm going to use the star spinner again. This may be my last reading, and I like the star spinner for those kind of questions. It's a beautiful kind of Art Deco, Nouveau kind of thing.
All right. So there was an interpretation missing from the book. They also have an online version that's available to me. I'm going to have to
Really?
check and see if it's there. Yeah, there were only three court card interpretations there for. So for just that one suit. Well, it's an indie deck. I still love the deck. I absolutely love the Numinous one and the Magic Pantry one. They're very well done.
I wanted to look at Cherry's question one more time. I think I'm good.
Oh, okay.
What's coming towards me in love this year for long-term, stable relationship?
Yep.
So we'll do three cards, right? We're not going to do the one, two, three
No,
already.
no.
Here we go, Cherry. Card one is the Four of Cups.
Ooh,
So it's a little bit whimsical looking, but a little bit, moody looking. I like it. Looks like Hans Christian Andersen, maybe. And then the next card is the reversed Ten of Cups.
oh.
Ouch. And then finally, it's the reversed Six of Swords. So, I don't know. I'll be honest, though, when we get there. Here's the sun. So the sun is always good in tarot or Lenormand. And those damn mice.
They're not that bad,
Okay, they're not that bad.
especially with the
Actually, just
sun.
annoyances. So, Four of Cups could be saying, Sherry, that this is a year of contemplation for you, of thinking about either the idea of what you want in a mature, loving, formal relationship, or whether that is possible for you, or whether anyone you know that maybe seems interested is the one you would like to find out more about. So, this may be about those kind of considerations.
Well, the Four of Cups has a lot of different things to it. I get the feeling here that you're going to be feeling a little bit overwhelmed or maybe just losing a bit of motivation as far as looking for, this long term relationship. That could mean a number of different things. And looking at some of the way the cards are going, I would just say it could mean, for example, um, you know, just really meeting people that just are not long term relationship material, or getting something started that just doesn't seem to go anywhere. It just seems as though there might be some frustrations here that might cause you to pull back a little bit. and start reflecting, as Mr. O has said. And with the second card, which is the
Ten of Cups.
of which cups?
Ten of
The
Cups.
Ten of Cups reversed. That is not a happy ending card for a long term relationship. And so, what I would say to you right now is that it seems like there may be things coming to you, but they aren't long term. They aren't long term. You may end up, just going out for some dates. It may not be somebody, or it might even be a little bit longer, but you might realize this is not somebody I want to spend, a long term relationship with.
Right. It mostly looks to the idea that things just don't feel like they meet the standard for you. You know, that they're not that they're necessarily bad people. I certainly hope not. But that nothing really is clicking or nothing feels like this could be a love that turns into a much bigger relationship. And, you know, some aspects of the regular Ten of Cups is that way, that even though, you know, you might not want children necessarily or things like that, those things image wise appear because they represent the symbols of a mature, fulfilling relationship. So, whatever that standard is to you, you're just probably not seeing that with who you may be, dating or associating with.
You're not feeling like, they fulfill you, that they fill your cups, it's just you're not feeling fulfilled like this is the one, And then you've got the Six of Swords reversed, which indicates to me you feel kind of stuck, this year. This was for the rest of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
This
you're
year, right?
feeling kind of like you're in a bad place and you're stuck. Like there's no moving forward. Maybe too, you're finding somebody that you're interested in. I can't rule this out. And it just seems to be going nowhere, and you just don't know how to move it forward. So it could be that.
Right. That could represent the kind of person that just wants to stay casual, exclusively casual, i.e., not really,
Yeah,
moving towards what you're talking about, a mature, long-lasting relationship. The other possibility that I see with the Six of Swords is it's swords, yeah, is the idea that, whoever it is, whether it's a particular person or a number of people, they just don't want to recognize you for that. They think that maybe you're the kind of person that will date them casually or will associate with them casually, and they're not willing to recognize that thing of value that you want. That's a possibility, I think.
No, the caveat here is with the Lenormand because, you do have the mice here, but you have the sun.
Uh-huh.
And the sun just about brightens everything else up in here. It's almost like the clover. But
Yeah.
I would say here that, little things are getting in the way of success here. Little things that will dissipate in time. I feel the sun is here for a reason. The sun is saying there is something out there for you. It may not come in the time frame you've given, unfortunately. It may not happen this year. But then again, I would just say, the tarot being a snapshot in time, you might want to ask this again in October if nothing is really moving forward for you. You might want to see what the rest of the year holds because the might seem to indicate that yeah, things look bad right now or scarce, kind of like um your chances or opportunities to find a long-term relationship is being eaten away, but the sun is here to say something is out there for you, something is there. So is
We
this
have
a
a
matter
lot
of
of
time?
we have a lot of retrograde stuff going on for a few months, so it could be that this just is going to complicate most human relationships. And so, like Banshee says, maybe we want to look at this again in a month or two.
What do you
So,
want to do?
sure, we can do it.
We're going to add you a cell, but you're lucky because we just happen to be
We were almost
nearing the
ready
end
to
of
close the
August.
list. We actually should have, but we didn't.
Let's
Um,
do it right now.
I am because I want to get out of here on time.
Well, we'll be close to on time anyway.
True that.
All right, we'll add you a cell.
So leave your question. If we have to call for you, we will just close the show since you're the last person.
All right, let's go. So we are I'm finished. Did you have anything to add
No,
there?
I think I did.
Okay. That's what we have for you, Cherry Bee.
All right. Good luck. And I know we'll see you again.
We're on Namira.
All right. And Namira left their question.
What good do we see for coming for to her?
All right.
Let's take a look.
That's going to be your deck.
Oh,
Yeah, I just used mine.
yeah. Let's see. I'm going to use my sideways cards. Pastoral Tarot. Hey, you're very welcome, Cherry Bee.
You're
Wish
welcome.
I had better news, but something is out there eventually.
You're welcome.
Okay. Cute. Hmm. We have the Seven of Swords upright. The Ten of Wands is reversed. That's pretty good. Oh. And the Chariot is upright.
It's a pretty chariot. I like that one.
Mhm.
All right. In the Lenormand. Is that the mountain again?
No, that's the clouds.
Oh, it is the clouds. You're right. Sorry.
That's okay.
The clouds and the fox. Fox and clouds.
Well, not well, you asked what good is coming towards you. It is mostly good. The Seven of Swords is a little bit of a complicated card, but considering all the good cards here, most of the good cards here, I think the Seven of Swords. Wait, what is reversed there again?
That's the Ten of Wands.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's good too.
Positive. So I think here you are entering a period. What's coming towards you, or what good is coming, is that you're entering into a period where you really don't have, you really should kind of just be observant. Be observant of the things around you right now. Stay on top of things. You know, I'm not saying anything bad. This is just actually a really good card in this case for Mercury retrograde because you have to pay more attention to things. For example, people are trying to buy stuff. Oftentimes they can make a major error or possibly miss something in the small print that they should have read. And maybe, they didn't get as good a deal as they thought they would get on something. So it's just saying be observant, watch for signs, synchronicities, pay attention to what people are saying to you and why they are, because it will help you, determine fact from fiction, truth from lies, the right direction and course you should take. Sometimes this card calls for stealth and silence, just being a quiet observer.
I'm going to go a little different, just a little, but I sort of see the thread immediately
Oh,
between those three. So I just want to throw it out there. I think that the good that comes to you is you're going to be aware that something is moving, maybe secretly or not incredibly well known, but it will seek to release you from some burdens or obligations. So something's changing that maybe isn't widely known or that you won't perceive right away, but it will help you free you and really give you a boost in movement towards where you want to go. That if you have felt particularly limited or not able to see something, that's going to change too. And I don't know that that part happens next week, but I think the idea that you're beginning to see that or see it falling into place will happen. And it's a good thing.
I'm not going to put the cards together, I think, for next week. Probably, I can see why he did it and I can see that connection, but I'm going to kind of go with them as separate things that might fit together for you in your life, in the next week. I think here that you're going to find this is a little bit more of an easier going week for you, that some of your burdens are being lifted, some things are freeing up your time a little bit or your energy so that you can maybe, I mean, if I see any connection, I think it's between these two cards. You can maybe move on to something new or something that you really are motivated to work on. So I sense this feeling that maybe some of your workload or things that you're doing is going to lighten up and make room for you to move forward on some other project goal or passion that you want to pursue.
Very nice. So does that take you through them?
Pretty much.
Let's do the
So
Lenormand
the Lenormand is the fox and
and the
the
clouds.
clouds. There may be some, okay, so I think maybe if I combine this with anything, it would be with the Lenormand. I'm wondering if this observant thing, if you're working right now, it could be on the job. You got to pay attention to what's going on around you because, and I think it's in the workplace. I think it's in the workplace because things may seem very confusing or unsettled there right now. So I don't know if you're in school or at work or not doing any of that, but if you are, there's something to be paying attention to here.
Right. And like I said, in my idea, it was maybe just maybe forces moving that weren't broadcasting themselves very well, but still that need for you to be observant or understand that. And through your own cleverness or cleverness that you will come to realize, you would be able to uh, see through what's confusing there, especially if this is about something that you should really know more about
Study.
because it really
Okay.
changes more things for you.
So, yeah,
Nice.
I like this. So, if it's about study, this could be saying that you really need to, work hard to clear up any confusions you may be having about, something in your
Study.
course of study. You'll need to do that. And maybe here that has something to do with it too. Maybe it's a teacher, an instructor, or somebody like that you have to really pay more attention to, be really observant and really listen. But I have a feeling these two cards definitely fit together with something going on. Well, maybe with this, but maybe it's just saying that you have to watch your studies this week and make sure you're understanding everything that's being presented. And if not, ask questions or, maybe look for alternative sources of information to help you grasp, the concepts or knowledge that you need to.
Good luck,
So I
Namira.
hope that made sense. Good luck with that.
All right, so we're on
Siama?
Siama, and I think Siama has a general reading.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. It was about Jobin.
Yep. Is it the current feelings?
Current feelings for Jobin.
Okay. Your deck?
What's that? Yeah, I know. I wanted to read the actual question. There it is. Okay.
Oh, I never used the mermaids.
Let's see.
Did I?
And I'm glad I have this question because I'm going to use the Mermaid's Tarot. It does has to do more with emotional feelings.
I'm going to use that next time.
Oh, okay.
We're both going to be using mermaid tarots, but anyway,
I
go on.
see. It's
You're
a
welcome, Namira.
You are welcome. Good luck. Alrighty. So our first one is the Eight of Cups. It's upright. Then we have the reversed Ten of Cups. And then we have a reversed Knight of Swords.
Okay, hold on. The scythe.
The Scythe.
Hmm. The lily.
Well, the Eight of Cups could be saying that maybe Jobin is looking somewhere else or is feeling a pull towards somewhere else. Jobin may be feeling like their destiny or the path they really want to move towards seems to be calling to them, or that they're aware that it's somewhere else.
Jobin is surveying options or opportunities here. And I have to say, it almost looks like there's more than one. This is the eight of, wait, no, it's the eight of cups. I was thinking of the seven. But what I think is Jobin is seeking something that he considers better for him, a better path forward. That's the eight, right? Or is it the seven?
It's the eight.
It is the eight. So that's what I'm thinking here. And this doesn't mean any reflection on you per se. It's his
Yeah.
own perceptions, and they're not necessarily right. He is looking for something he feels would be better for him. And I think it's because, too, maybe he feels there's no future here. The Ten of Cups is reversed. And that indicates, at at worst, a breakup, a divorce, a separation, letting something go. The Ten of Cups is reversed. It's saying there's no happy ever after in his mind here right now.
Right. The Ten of Cups can often talk about that idyllic, happy ever after ending that some people wish for in their lives, whether it's romantic or otherwise. But when it's reversed, it may be saying that the person feels they don't get that happy ending, or that they sort of feel there are too many, problems or different situations going on that mar or impede on that total sense of happiness. So that takes us to the final card, which is the reverse Knight of Swords.
He's not making the greatest decisions in his life right now, I would say. As a matter of fact, maybe right now he may be trying to push something forward really fast. In other words, he might be pressuring somebody to date him or be with him, etc. I just don't feel he's being very smart right now and sharp in his decisions. He's being a little reckless. He's being a little reckless. Maybe he feels, I don't know, maybe it's an ego issue of some sort.
Thank you, Jamies. We appreciate your support. You know that when we're hoping you're healing, of course.
Thank you, Jamie. I know. I hope you're doing okay.
So I look at that Knight of Swords, and I'm putting this into the context of their feelings, Siama, that maybe they feel they need to be more forceful, or they feel they need to be more, hasty here. And in whatever they are doing, whether it's, something related more specifically to you, or the possibility that they're moving in a different direction, or that they're not seeing, the direction with you they thought. But this may be a hasty move on their part, or this may be uh, something that they're not really doing with a full set of information, informed, because it is swords, which is about the mental. Sunny's not here either.
Sunny has abandoned Kara today.
But
At the start of our show, we had two cats on stage. We
they
had,
were not Sunny.
we had Sassy and we had Shadow here. But
Yeah,
they
which is
left.
unusual.
They just said hi and then they were gone.
They're like, we know Sunny's not coming down, so we'll hang for a moment.
Yeah. Oh. At any rate,
I liked it.
looking at this, um, I feel as though they're cutting their ties with something, and it could be you. It could be you. I don't know if you've been in contact or how things have been going, but um, it looks like they may be cutting ties long term here.
Well, I almost get that feeling too, but I get the feeling like maybe they need to work themselves up towards that, this process of moving or maturing towards that. Like, and maybe that's represented a little bit by the Knight of Swords that their feelings are is that they need to cut and run or that they need to make certain cuts, but they're not able to get there yet in a way. It could be because they still have some connection to you, but I feel
Yeah,
my feeling is that they're moving that direction, but they're not quite there. They might as well be if that's what they're doing.
yeah, I know. And if you're not having any contact with them, if they're just like out of the, been out of the picture, I think they're thinking long term elsewhere because something is not right here in this reading. And when I get the Scythe, I get the Ten of Cups. It's just not, and I get something like
A
the
Knight
Knight
of
of Swords.
Swords.
Yeah, they're just not thinking clearly about this or right about this, but they've clearly made their mind up.
And our caveat to everybody has been that we're in Mercury retrograde, so a lot of us are
Yeah,
not necessarily able to make the best decisions right now.
that's true. So,
That's what we got for you, Sienna.
yeah, I wish I had better news, Sienna. This is pretty downer. I'm sorry about that.
All right, Estelle, are you here with a question?
Yep, we're on you, so
Because
last
I
one.
can only wait so long as our show is really over. And maybe you won't be here. I don't know. We will be on again Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. All our times are Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to watch Happy Hour next week at 10 a.m. or that's on Sunday, or my show on Fridays at 7 o'clock, The Outlook on the Emotional Exchanges. It is about our love relationships and who's coming towards you in love, whether you'll be lucky or not. Also, check out the monthly modality message that'll be coming out on Tuesday. I believe it'll be about 4 p.m. Um, we haven't shot it just yet. We're shooting it tomorrow, I think, but it'll be on Tuesday. And that's great for the modality signs of the zodiac. Wednesday will be Goth Tarot at 8 a.m. And we're continuing the shadow work begun at the beginning of the week, which was about how we process that inner pain.
The beginning of the month, he meant. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
And I guess that takes us up to date here. And unfortunately, Estelle did not show up during all of my
So,
blabbery.
last final call for you. Just let us know you're here right now, or we gotta close the show. I'm going to put my deck away slowly, give you another chance. Want to thank everybody in the meantime for coming today, giving us some pretty good questions. And overall, we did have some tough reads, but I think we had some pretty happy, made some people happy with some of the information today. And we're always glad to make you happy, but we got to call the cards like we see them. And sometimes it's not good news. All right. Well, I think that's the end of the show. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day or evening, and we hope to see you real soon. Bye bye for
Bye.
now.